Hi, my name is Devin Ross. I'm a solutions architect at League Digital. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use HubSpot CRM in specifics. Adding contacts to the CRM, adding companies and linking contacts to those companies, setting HubSpot owners and the importance of that, um, adding new deals to the CRM, deal stages, so how to set up deal stages and setting up pipelines, and looking at kind of HubSpot's new multi-pipeline feature and the ability to set up different pipelines and use them for different processes. That's pretty much what I'm going to be covering today. And then at the end, I will talk very, very sort of lightly around integrations into the CRM and from the CRM, and ways to use those to build more efficiencies into business. Cool. So the first thing I'm going to do here. So this is our league sort of .co.za, our HubSpot portal. It's brand new, so there's no information in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to contacts, and I need to add a contact. So let me add a contact. I'll add myself, devin.ross at league.co.za. Devin Ross. And the HubSpot owner of me is Darren Smith. And Devin Ross is a solutions architect. Add contact. So now I've added Devin Ross to the system, and this is his contact record. He was created a few seconds ago. This would normally be from offline sources because the lead was created. If the lead came in from social or whatever, HubSpot's attribution models would be able to ascertain the source of the specific lead. Now what I need to do is I need to create a company. So I put in the company's domain, so that's league.co.za, and the name appears League, and the HubSpot owner is Darren Smith. So I've added a company, and this is the company record. What I need to do at this stage is I need to add a contact to the company, because when making communication, I obviously need to speak to a contact. I can't speak directly to a company. So I need to search for a contact to link to this company. There's Devin Ross. Done. So Devin Ross is now a contact of this specific company as a solutions architect. You have the ability to add multiple contacts and link them to the same company. The benefit of this is the first person that you speak to in a deal, or the first person that fills out a form on your website, might not necessarily be, or a lot of the time isn't, the decision maker. So through this communication, you can start building out more contacts within the same company in order to get to that specific decision maker. Cool. Moving on to deals. So we have set up our pipeline. We set up multiple pipelines. This is how you switch between pipelines. So we're going to use the retainers pipeline today. And let's create a deal. So you click add deal. Deal name, we can call it League website. Okay, we get to select which pipeline it belongs in, and then also which deal stage. So we can put it at compile, plan, and proposal, and we know that it's going to be around 45,000 Rand. We also know that it's potentially going to close on the 27th of April. The HubSpot owner is Darren Smith. It's very important to link a company and a contact to these specific deals. This is the sort of deal timeline. What's cool about this is I can add a note where I can at people. So I can say at the Bet Bayers, Devin has requested a second meeting, and she will receive that notification. So I can build out communication. That will save, and we'll be able to see exactly what's happened in the timeline of this deal. I'm not going to send that to her. You can also log an activity. So you can say you want to log a call, log an email, or log a meeting. You can say call went well. Devin was requesting pricing for parallax design or whatever it might be. You can also create a task and assign the task to someone. So I can say to Darren Smith, call Devin on Wednesday, and I can book that in a schedule as well. So there's a lot of stuff I can do within this deal module. Cool, so what I'm going to do here, now I've got the deal in compile, plan, and proposal. Once we've compiled that and once it's been signed off, we move the deal along the different deal stages until the deal is either won or lost. This is kind of a Trello card kind of format where we drag and drop the deal along the different deal stages. Right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is setting up this flow. So you go to edit deal stages. This is where you can set your South African currency or any currency. And this is also where you can set up your pipeline. So the first thing you do is you manage your pipelines. So some organizations have got multiple different sales processes and therefore need different pipelines to align to their different sales processes. This is where you will add those pipelines. For us, thankfully, it's quite simple at the moment. We have retainers and projects and two very different ways that those deals work. So we'll focus on the retainer pipeline, but over here, if you wanted to add a pipeline, you would name a pipeline and attach deal stages to that pipeline. So over here, these are the specific deal stages. The probability is what we've identified, what the percentage probability is that the client will close at different stages. So, for example, when initial contact has been made, it's a 10% probability to close. If you wanted to add a deal stage, you'd add a deal stage here, give it a name, and then set what probability it might be. This is where you'd update your deal stages. Right, so moving back to the deal stages. So what we have seen in the past is that some people do try to complicate this process. I think the simpler the process is kind of rolled out, and the simpler the deal stages are rolled out, it's easier to manage, especially because a lot of new people might have to buy into the software. So I do think simpler is better. There are also integrations that are available and can be built off the CRM. So, for example, if we know that closed won as a deal stage means that the client needs to be invoiced, you may integrate with QuickBooks or FreshBooks or something like that, that can push that information into an invoicing system so the client can be invoiced. And those ways you can build kind of further efficiencies into your business processes by being clever in this section of HubSpot. Another way that we can build efficiencies into this without sort of integrating with other softwares or other systems and other platforms is by building workflows of deal stages. So in the marketing side of HubSpot, you will know that we have the ability to build workflows of list memberships, form submissions, contact properties, company properties, multiple different fields. In the CRM, we can, and what we do as well is build workflows of deal stages. So for example, this deal here, league retainer in compile, plan, and proposal, if I know that that leak retainer has been signed off, I can drag this and drop this over here. In the background, a automated email can go off saying, "Hi, John. Thank you very much for signing off our plan and proposal. Your next steps are X, Y, and Z." And then we can build out that communication, as many emails as we want, or as many interactions as we want at each specific deal stage, to either remind people about specific things, to let them know what the next steps is, to keep them informed. So it has a very powerful customer experience spin-off, but it also helps take sort of the mundane emailing away from salespeople, so that they can focus more on selling, and this will kind of be covered. So yeah, those are some of the things we can do. I think also getting very clever in this section around workflows can be really, really important as well. So for example, if I know that the kickoff call is happening on the 1st of May, I can build workflows to go off a day before that, a day after that. I can send a survey saying, how was our kickoff call? Rank us from 1 to 5. I can create content around that. So there's a lot of stuff strategically that can be done in the CRM. But I think the most important thing to do is kind of wrap our heads around the theory of companies and contacts and deal stages and deals and pipelines, and take it from there. Then the final thing I wanted to talk about is the use of HubSpot Owner. So let me just find that contact I created, Devin Ross. So Darren Smith is Devin Ross, my HubSpot owner in this system. So any automated communication, I can say from HubSpot owner to first name, and it'll be able to pull "Hi Devin" from Darren Smith. So that is one way HubSpot owner is really important, is for personalization of communication. The other way is that Darren Smith's boss, he actually doesn't have one, but Darren Smith's boss can log into the system and look at the performance on the dashboard of Darren Smith. So all the deals relating to Darren Smith, he can look at the forecast, the productivity, how many calls have been placed, how many emails have been sent, how many meetings have been held, the pipeline itself, so how many deals have been assigned, and he can actually look at Darren Smith's performance, his profitability, how much business he's got coming in terms of a monetary value as well. And this is a really good base for sales managers or sales directors to kind of build out incentive programs and stuff like that. So there's a lot we can do with HubSpot Owner and the CRM in that regard. That concludes my training for today. I'm sure I will be tasked with doing something a little bit more complex in the CRM going forward. But yeah, I hope that was helpful.